to the Best of LA Times Today, where we bring you some of the stories we've covered this week. Now, new developments in the legacy of slain rapper and entrepreneur Nipsey Hussle. In the months leading up to his death, Hussle was working on an innovative plan to transform struggling communities and guard against gentrification. Hussle's vision extended beyond his own South LA neighborhood of Hyde Park. He wanted to spark a nationwide movement that business partner David Gross describes as the economic version of Black Lives Matter. Their efforts earned praise from business leaders and celebrities. Though Hussle was murdered before he could see his vision realized, the plan he set in motion will move forward. On Tuesday, Angel Jennings stopped by to talk about it. This was community activism via economic innovation. Explain what the opportunity zones are and how Nipsey was using them.
So opportunity zones funding is a legislation that was passed under the President Trump's 2017 tax overhaul that allows investors to take capital gains and also get a tax break by taking that money and pouring it into communities that have been long neglected by Wall Street. These are struggling communities, low-income communities that have seen disinvestment over the years.
And Nipsey Hussle realized that if they didn't take it into their own hands, outside investors were going to come in and take over their communities and enrich themselves, not necessarily the neighborhoods, right?
What Nipsey saw was an opportunity to take this fund and use that money and bring more people aboard and have an ownership stake in this.
You're talking about the shopping center where his Marathon Clothing store is on
Yes.
Slauson, where he ended up losing his own life. And he was going to build like 80 apartments above, and again, allow people to become stakeholders in their own neighborhoods, thereby becoming homeowners. And he saw this as the ultimate empowerment.
Yes, he did. And like, this is like innovative. We don't see, or I haven't heard or seen anything like this. This plan, this tax initiative was not made for everyday people. You have to have capital gains. You have to have businesses and home ownerships. And for many people who are living paycheck to paycheck, they don't have this, but they can invest through Nipsey Hussle and David Gross and be owners and take part and reap the economic benefits, which then pulls up the neighborhood and the residents in it, which then they can take that and have the money to do what they want to do to advance their life and take it to the next step.
Yeah, you got to have money to make money.
Yes.
But Nipsey was saying, and his partner David Gross will provide this seed money,
Yes.
and you guys can join on in. So there's about 8,700 opportunity zones that they named in the nation, but only 100 of them or so have funds that are going forward. And David Gross and Nipsey called theirs Our Opportunity. Will that go forward now with Nipsey's passing?
Yes, I spoke to David Gross, and he said that they're launching this Our Opportunity Investment Fund at the end of this month at a conference, and that part of this is to help Hyde Park in this neighborhood of South LA where Nipsey Hussle was born and raised, but also to help other struggling Black communities across the country. And many people, hometown heroes in these cities, will be spearheading efforts in their cities. So this is like a huge effort, like just not in South LA, but nationwide.
And you know, one of the things that it's going to help fend off, it's believed, is gentrification.
It's complicated. We don't know if this will help or hurt. You know, we have to just see how it plays out. But the goal was to have residents have an ownership stake and to make sure that they were not displaced, because it's already happening in the Crenshaw area. I live in Leimert Park, and I see how the area is rapidly changing. There's so many pressures facing Los Angelinos in this area of LA.
And Nipsey and David both knew the value of working with government leaders as well. One of the people who helped create these opportunity zones was a Republican from South Carolina, Senator Tim Scott. Nipsey was scheduled to meet with him.
Yes. Nipsey actually was smart in this way that he stayed grounded to his roots and trying to use the political system to help his community. And when I talked to Tim Scott, and they said they were very eager to work with him and hear his vision because they had some similarities in their own lives, how they were raised and what they want to do for their community. So it's amazing to know that his legacy will live on, and this could be the centerpiece of that. What we will see years, decades, generations from now is the groundwork he laid at that and beautiful strip mall on Crenshaw and Slauson.
Well, we are grateful that Nipsey might become a role model. I mean, the fact that Jay-Z actually rapped about eminent domain, come on.
Yes, and there's been so many other celebrities who have, since the beginning of the year, like end of last year, I've noticed this whole initiative to buy back the block, buy back the neighborhood. It was Nipsey, it was Meek Mills, it was Jay-Z talking about these plans. There's so many other celebrities that realize that beyond the music, you know, what's the legacy afterwards? And it's about going back into to your community and making sure that you're part of making it better.
Marathon Clothing recently confirmed record sales of $10 million in merchandise since Nipsey Hussle's murder. They have temporarily shuttered the brick-and-mortar location in South LA, but sales continue online. Hussle's team says that profits from all purchases will go into the Our Opportunity Investment Fund. Coming up, the scooter